welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Tina with Hanging with Frugal Tina. So it's summer, the kids are out of school, and what do? They open the refrigerator, they close the refrigerator. They open the cabinet, they close the cabinet. They open the pantry, they close the pantry, looking for something to eat as if it has grown from the last time they went in the cabinet. So they just want snacks. They want something to munch on in between meals, you know? So, but those things are getting crazy expensive, right? So I'm going to show you a few of what I do that cuts the cost down, that I can put these in, I can put them in little baggies, the kids can grab and go, and I'm not breaking the bank. So without further ado, because I have a lot to do here, so without further ado, let's go. Let's heat up those pots, come on. For the first snack we're going to make, I'm halving the recipe, but I'm about to give you the measurements for the full recipe because I've already made this and I didn't want to make 2 batches. So I'm going to half it and show you how to make it. So you're going to need 1 1/3 cups powdered sugar, 2/3 cup cocoa powder or cacao, whoever you ask, 1/3 cup cornstarch, 4 1/2 cups milk, 3 tablespoons butter, 1 teaspoon vanilla. Let's start making it. For the chocolate pudding, you're going to add the powdered sugar. Stove is off. The cocoa powder. And cornstarch or arrowroot if you're using that. And we're gonna give that a whisk. Sorry, stick it to my little cup there. Give that a whisk. To this, we're gonna add a pinch of salt. Add it if you want, don't if you don't, it's up to you. Just a pinch. And now we're gonna add our milk. Gonna add the milk. I just stirred it with that thing. There's nothing black in there. Whoop. Give that a nice whisking, get everything mixed together. Okay, so under medium heat, we're just gonna keep whisking. Let me turn it on. Got you guys right in front of the burner. There we go. We're just gonna keep whisking. Until it's about to start boiling, but I'll show you that when we get there. Okay, it's getting ready to start to boil. What you're gonna notice is it's gonna start to thicken. Let me see if I can show you. See, it started to thicken up. It's not as thin as it was. Stick it to the spoon. And as soon as it gets to this first boil, we're turning it off. And we still have more to do, but we're not done yet. It's extremely chocolatey. As soon as we get to a boil, I will be back. Okay, we're getting to a boil. Boop, boop, see it? I'm gonna turn it off. Already off. To this, we're going to add the vanilla and the butter. Hopefully I can get it out without having to run and get a spatula. Yeah, looks like I need one. Hold on. And I'm using Country Crock vegetable spread. I'm not using butter. But you could use butter. I can't. All right. Now, if you're using cornstarch, a lot of times it'll get like a skim layer on it. If you put saran wrap when you're wrapping it up and touch it to it, when you put it in the cups, it will do away with that, I guess. All right, let's move over to the counter. Look at that. All right, we're gonna do now is we're gonna add them to these little cups. You could use mason jars, you could use whatever. Hopefully I don't spill it too badly. Okay, like that. Then what you're gonna do, if you use cornstarch to keep it from getting like that little film on the top, just take some saran wrap and you just push it down just so it touches it. Just like that. My kids like licking it when they take it off. And then you just put the top on. Oops. Just like that. Booyah. All done. Homemade pudding. Let me get the rest of them filled up.
A few moments later.
Here we go with the next snack. You can make this using any cereal you want. My kids prefer just the plain Rice Krispie treats. I've made it with like Dino Bites and things like that, but the kids thought it was just way too sweet. We've made it with like Fruit Loops, whatever. We used to take the, you know how you buy the boxes of the mini cereals, like it's a whole pack of different cereals? We did that, but they just prefer just plain. So that's why I'm making just plain. So you're gonna need about 6 cups of Rice Krispie treats, a bag of marshmallows. It says 10 ounces, that's a 16-ounce bag, so we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll throw a little extra Rice Krispies in there. You need 1/4 of a cup of butter and a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't need the vanilla. If you don't like it, you could put any other flavor. Almond would be great, but my kids prefer the vanilla. So let's get started. All right, so don't pot shame me. I know it looks bad. All right, so into the pot, I'm putting 1/4 cup butter. We're not going to add the vanilla until after we get it all melted. So you have that on low. I had my pan up a little bit just to get it going. Right, so that's melted. We're going to add in 10 ounces of marshmallows, and we're just going to melt this down. Keep stirring, stirring, stirring. Alrighty, so now we're going to add in our teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. Give that a nice stir. And now we're going to add in the marshmallows. I'm going to turn it all the way off. Okay, we're going to add the not marshmallows, Rice Krispie treats, and we're going to keep mixing. I got to hurry up because I got to get my stuff out of the oven. Okay, so I'm going to keep mixing, and I'll be back to show you what that looks like. And there you go. Now we're going to get over to our pan, and we're going to start pressing this in. I'll show you what I do differently. Over to the counter. All right, I did the crumple the paper trick. It's not working. Rather than greasing the pan, I put that down so I could just lift it out because I'm going to wrap these once they're done. So let me just dump this in here real quick. All right, so all you're going to do is you're just going to press it down. I'm going to show you a trick here. Hold on. If you spray your spatula, doesn't always stick when you're trying to push it down. Let's see if it works today. Today's one of those days where nothing seems to work right. Oh no, it's doing its thing. It's just hardening up real quick. So I'm going to move expeditiously here and get it all smashed down in the pan. This is a 13 by 9 dish. Just like that. Now I'm going to make it nice and even. All right, so So we're just gonna let that cool and then we'll cut it. The reason we did this was so we can lift it in and out very easily. All right, onward, forward. Alrighty, I scored them inside the pan, and this is why I put the wax paper in there. Not wax paper, parchment paper. Boom, done. So now that I have them all scored, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to separate them and wrap them in some saran wrap or cling wrap or press and seal, whatever I have left. Let me wrap those up and I'm gonna show you everything. And now the muffins, the mini muffins. Those kids love them. You get 5 in a bag and you're like, you know, $4, $5, $6. I don't even know what they are. I don't buy them like that. You spend like $1.50. I'm not really sure what the Jiffy is either anymore, but you buy the Jiffy muffin mix. Each of them need an egg and I think that's a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm not using cow's milk. I'm using a plant-based so that Eric can have them because we have a allergy in the house. But we're gonna make those and I'm gonna show you how you break them up. You put them in there. These kids are going to have pudding. They're going to have mini muffins. They're going to have Rice Krispie treats. And the other one I did as a short, and that was magic shell ice cream. You could use that on ice cream. You could freeze bananas and give it a dip, and now you got a chocolate covered banana. So that's a little bit more of a healthier kind of a way to go. Not that the chocolate's super healthy, but a banana's better than marshmallows, I suppose. All right, so let's get started on this one. If I remember, I'll link that short at the end of the video. For the mini muffins, I'm going to do 2 at one time. I might have to add a little water to mine that you won't have to add because I'm using a plant-based heavy whipping cream that I watered down to make like milk because it has 0 flavor profile. And I find that, you know, soy milk, almond milk, all of those have some kind of a flavor to it that I don't want to add to my muffins. Sometimes what I do is I half water, half heavy whipping cream. But you could use regular milk. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an egg to each one. I mean, this can't get any easier than what I'm doing right now. Adding the milk. Adding the milk. And we're just going to give it a stir. I mean, how much easier can that get? I'll put the price up, how much the Jiffy is, when I go back and check. I forgot to look. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and we're gonna do the other one. I just licked my finger. I love those raspberry ones. They're mine and Eric's favorites. I mean, how quick is this? And we're ready for the oven already. That ding dang fast. All right, let me get the muffin pan out. All right, so all I did was I put a little bit of vegetable spray on this paper towel and I just rubbed it into each one of the cups. We're gonna fill it about 2/3 full. My oven is preheating. I think it's 400, I don't know. Something like that. Let me look, I'll tell you. Yep, 400 degrees. All right, so I'm just gonna give it one more good mix. And we're just gonna load it in. A lot of times I do a double batch of just one, but not always. Sometimes I make 2, sometimes I make 2 double batches, but it says to fill them 2/3 of the way up. So, a little bit more than halfway. And that's just what I'm going to do with this. I have another pan waiting for the other ones. So just keep going. And here's the last one for this. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the blueberry. Once I'm done with these, I'm going to put them in a 400-degree oven for about 12 minutes. I'll be back when that's done for these. All right, my muffins are done. I know these ones over here are a little dark. But here's the thing. I got 18 muffins of each. I did the math. Math hasn't been my strong suit lately. I don't know why. I used to be really good at math, but lately it's not it. But anyway, you only get 4 muffins per bag when you buy them already pre-made. And I looked up, the cheapest ones I could find was $3.68 for 5 bags. I'm going to have 9 bags for $1.98. Do the math yourself. 98 cents for this, 98 cents for that, and some household staples. So what I do is you can mix and match, but you can put 2 of these in there and 2 of these, or 4 and 4. However you want to do it. I take these, I Ziploc them, the kids, boom, they're gone. I don't make so many that they go stale, but they will eat these. There's a lot of kids. So we're going to bag those up and move on to the next.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
All right, there you go. We have 9 bags of mini muffins, 18 of the Rice Krispie treats, and half of the batch, it should have been 12, but it's 6 of the pudding cups, all for just pennies over $5. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment. See you later. Bye.